Well, Frosh Week, when students are welcomed to college or university for the first time, it can sometimes take a dark turn. And the founder of the Go Thrive Go web platform, it's new, it's for trauma and assault survivors, Mistry joins us here. And this is so important as we go in because for many students, it's the first time they've ever been away from home.
That's absolutely right. Thanks, Annette, for having me. Yeah, and freshman week is when you're fresh, you're new, you're in campus for the first time. You're not aware that this could be really a time when you're vulnerable to these assaults, right? Mm-hmm. And between August and November is the red zone where 50% of assaults happen on campus.
Okay, and there's still such a stigma for victims of assault.
Absolutely.
Many will not even tell their best friends what happened because they're ashamed.
Yes.
And and so they don't reach out for help. They don't, and part of the great thing about your platform is it's a first step of many.
Yes, it's a first step of many. So time is of essence. When somebody does go through abuse or assault, they go through trauma, and post-traumatic stress disorder is a natural response to trauma. But because of the shame and the guilt that survivors face, they don't put their hand up and ask for help. Mm-hmm. They're isolated. And when that happens, you're not dealing with the symptoms. If you deal with post-traumatic stress disorder, every person is different, but you have a chance of healing in 3 to 6 months. If you don't look into these symptoms, you could have them for 30 years, 40 years.
Right.
So that's why we built this platform. So even if people can't talk about it, even if people can't speak about it to anybody, they can go on the app privately and have self-paced learning tools and healing tools to feel better.
Right, because a student may think, well, I don't have time with my new course schedule, I don't even have time for therapy, but it's just that first tiny step of help.
Exactly. They may not have time, but they'll have so many symptoms, and they must ask for help. You know, there's physical symptoms to deal with too, and then there's emotional and psychological symptoms that will go on for years and years if they don't ask for help. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is also a good time, this as we head into Frosh Week, it's also a good time to talk about boundaries.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up. Boundaries and consent is something that everybody should be aware of, mm-hmm. and everybody should be practicing. For instance, you could say no at any given point. You could withdraw consent at any given point. Even if you've initiated the sexual activity and you'd feel uncomfortable, you should be allowed to say no, and the other person has to respect that.
Right.
If somebody's intoxicated, especially in freshman year when you are free and you're having drinks for the first time and you don't know how to handle your drinks.
Right, your parents are there.
Your parents aren't there, you're just experimenting. If someone's intoxicated, it's a direct no. You mm-hmm. can't violate someone's trust while they're impaired and they don't have the ability to say no.
Right. It's also important for bystanders to, like at a party who may see something, stepping in.
And
yeah.
buddy system.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a buddy system, right? Like if you're going out, go out in a group, go together, leave together, and watch out for each other. Look at each other during the party. Is everybody all right?
Yeah.
But then also, if somebody's drink is unattended, watch out for their drinks, and no one should leave their drink unattended.
Yeah.
That is definitely a no-no.
So many things to cover here. Yeah. We've run out of time, but we want viewers to know and parents to know as well of students going into Frosh Week about the web platform. It's completely free and it's very quick and a great way to get help. Go Thrive Go, and we'll get the links up on our website, chch.com/morninglive. Nina, thanks very much for really important advice.
Thank you so much for having me, Annette.